I wasn't taking your water. God, she's so possessive. I have my fantastic Dunkin' Donuts.
Ooh, Dunkin' Donuts. Yeah, watered down Krizap.
I like it.
What's happening, everybody? It's Sunday.
Hi.
Sunday Live Haul.
My favorite.
Your favorite? Yeah, the Dunkin'. We did stop and get some Dunkin' coffee, which I found I can generally handle it if it's the cold brew that they have, and then you can get an espresso shot added. This time, I'm pretty sure they didn't even put the espresso shot in because it still tasted watered down this time.
Maybe it's in mine. I'm not buzzing, so probably not.
Probably not. Probably not. Anyway.
Yeah, so we've got some people in the chat talking about, yes, there was a big earthquake in Ridgecrest. I believe it was Ridgecrest, California. It registered as a 7.1 on Friday night.
Crazy.
And we're about 200 miles away from there. We have a couple people in the chat that are in the Bakersfield area. I think Victoria's in there, or she will be shortly. I was just messaging with her. And that's a lot closer. They're about 20 miles away. But we're 200 miles away. And I will tell you, our entire house was shaking. It was for a good 30 seconds. It felt, that's probably the longest. I mean, I've only felt a few earthquakes to begin with. So let me just preface it by saying that. But it was a really long rocking and rolling motion. It felt like our house was like a boat. Well, we were like rocking with the boat, and something fell. I don't know if it fell in the garage or my office. Something fell. We haven't found it yet, so who the heck knows what it was. Yeah. It didn't break. And our chandeliers were swaying for a good couple of minutes after. Yeah. Because we were in bed, we were watching TV. We were watching Stranger Things.
Well, on Thursday we were out sourcing, and it happened at like 10:30, and we did not feel it happen. But I figured out from the time that it happened, we probably were in the car between our first savers and our second one. So I think that some people in Vegas felt it, some people didn't, but I think that it wouldn't have even registered because we were driving.
Right, you can't feel it when you're driving, and but definitely because we were sitting still, we definitely felt it. And the water was like sloshing all over the pool. Like we went to the pool yesterday, and the pool was a good 3 or 4 inches lower than it normally is, and I'm betting it was from the waves.
All I know is we were watching Stranger Things, and then all of a sudden I was like, "Whoa, these special effects are getting crazy, everybody! They're really pulling out all the stops."
Yeah,
and then I
felt like we were at an amusement park ride.
We were all like, "Whoa!" It was pretty exciting.
It was a really weird feeling because, Katy looks at me. She's like, "What was that?" And we turned everything off and got out of bed and ran downstairs and went to go and like make sure the dogs are okay. And they're like, "What's up?" Like they didn't care. They didn't even move.
I actually have a friend who their son, he's like in his early 20s, and he's been doing this big long hiking trip by himself on is it the Pacific Crest Ridge or whatever that trail is that goes all the way down through California. And so he was actually like, I haven't heard the report back yet, but he should have been in the location that was pretty close to where the epicenter was. But like he would be out in so it probably was like this crazy wild ride. I mean, he was out in the open, so he's totally safe. It's not like, anything was going to fall on him because he's out in the middle of nowhere.
Well, unless you have the things like when the road splits open and you fall down a crevasse.
Well, you know what? I kind of feel like we would have heard if like a crevasse opened up in California and swallowed up a bunch of hikers.
Yes,
probably. I think we probably would have heard about that. Maybe. But anyway, it was just nuts.
I was following to see. I don't believe, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, I don't believe there were any deaths or any horrible injuries due to the earthquake, but I saw that there's some there's definitely some structural damage in the area right where it happened, and of course you have the damage that happens in like the stores and everything falls off the shelves and smashes. Thankfully insurance covers that, and it's more a pain in the ass than anything else. But I did see that. I don't think anyone was
Adam says it's a rolling earthquake.
That was definitely what it felt like.
Now I used to have the t-shirt to prove it, but I survived the spring break quake of 1993 in Oregon. So there was an earthquake in 1993. I was living in Oregon.
Story time, folks.
Excuse me, do you guys want to hear the story or not? Okay, they haven't heard the story. So rude. Unbelievable. Anyway, spring break quake, 1993. I lived in Sublimity, which is a tiny little town in Oregon, and the epicenter of the earthquake was Scotts Mills, which is probably like maybe 20 miles away from where I was. And that earthquake was like a 5.4. That one was not rolling. That one was like, I woke up in the middle of the night and my bed was, it was like The Exorcist. It was like totally just rumbling and jerking around. And I remember getting up off my bed and like walking like this, trying to get to my parents' room because I was,
See, half the people in the chat saying they don't want to hear it.
Yeah. So rude. Mary Sullivan, how dare you? How dare you, Mary Sullivan?
So Diana, I changed my name to Peacock on Tuesday or Wednesday. We did if you go back and watch Wednesday's show, you'll see all the explanation behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dana's like snooze fest. You're so funny. So I'm from the East Coast, so I'm used to hurricanes and blizzards and nor'easters, as we call them, but not earthquakes. That's a little bit weird.
Yeah.
So, all right. So you want to get into the show?
I guess so. Sorry.
We got a lot of stuff.
Yeah. So we didn't do the show last week because we were in San Francisco. But so a few of our sales highlights, I think maybe one or two of mine and a couple of yours are from the week before, just because we didn't get to show you guys that stuff before. But this week, man, I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. Like my sales are definitely down this week on eBay. But overall, my numbers, if I look at it compared to last year, I am up like 15% over last year, because last year it was that bad. So I'm actually doing okay as far as like the last 30 days on eBay. And then when I add in Etsy, it's real good. Now you had a ridiculous week.
I had a good week, but I'm up 56% over last year. I'm actually, I really can't complain. I'm doing really well compared to last year. I'm working really hard, but it is paying off. This year I have not had a down month or a down week yet. You know, last week or the week before, the week was a little slow comparatively, but that's normal. I mean, summer really does have a slowdown. It doesn't mean that everything has to come to a screeching halt, but summer definitely does slow down.
Yeah.
And this past week was really good. So we're going to show you some of our solds are from this week and some are from the prior week, but the numbers are this past week.
The numbers are just this last week. And let me tell you, my last 7 days as of today, because whenever we show our numbers, it's last Sunday through yesterday, because we want to get a full 7 days. So it doesn't include today. But you know, when you like wake up the next morning, you look at your numbers and like a good day just dropped off. Man, that's what today looks like on eBay. Like I look at eBay and my last 7 days, including today, looking a little rough. But
Dana asked what I was squeezing. It's a little stress ball thing because I always have to have something in my hand. So Katy has a bunch of things here for me to play with so that I don't.
Because otherwise she starts like knocking stuff around.
And I'm clicking pens.
I have to like pinch her.
I'm very fidgety.
It's not good. It's not good. But anyway, all right, let's check this out. Now, actually, my Etsy this last week, it came in for quite the assist. So let's look at my numbers. eBay outgoing orders, 18. Etsy, 17. I almost had the same number of orders on Etsy as I did on eBay. So total outgoing orders, 35. My eBay gross sales, $1,192.71. My Etsy gross sales, this might be the best I've done in 1 week on Etsy, $736.03. Now, definitely less than eBay, but you got to remember, eBay, I've got like over 2,200 listings. Etsy, I have 1,200. So Etsy really, really coming in here. So total gross sales, I just barely missed hitting $2,000, $1,920.74. My shipping costs, $179.49. I had a number of international orders. My promotion fees between both platforms, $66.65. Ooh, 666 is the devil. And eBay final value fees there. This is all calculated. $143. Etsy, $66.24. My total costs, $455.51. My cost of goods, up kind of a little high this week, $245. My total net sales after costs, $1,228.23. My gross average sale price, $55.11. So that's definitely where I like to have it. I like to have it in the 50 to 60 range. Obviously, I always like even higher, but I like to stay above 50. My net average sale price, $35.09. Not too shabby. So I'm pretty happy with those numbers for July. Like,
yeah,
July is probably it's kind of like after July, stuff starts to slowly creep up before it finally slams into fourth quarter. But yeah, so those, to me, that's pretty decent. Yes, Allison, this is my lava.
Stop it, Allison. I hate you.
If you guys watched the sourcing video, I was teasing her because if there's any word that she hates more than the word moist, it's the word lava, which is why it's really funny that face mask out there you can get called moist lover.
It's gross.
But anyway, I was teasing her on the video, and then after I turned the camera off, she's like, "Okay, you're gonna have to cut that." And I'm like, "You're kidding, right?" Like that's like the funniest part of the video, probably.
Just gross.
Yeah,
Two
yeah,
gross words. Ugh. Candace says I should have gotten those epic green pants in the sourcing video. Oh, come on, they were lime green Levi's. Ugh.
Well, they were for you to wear. You're acting like that should matter, like what you think. I don't know. I felt like they would have been a decent $30 sale. I just don't do pants.
I know, but they wanted $10 for them. 10 into 30 is not worth my time.
It was $8.
But still, once you do free shipping, it's not. Listen, we teach people to do better than that. Why would I be doing that? Anyway, all right. So these are my sales for the week. So again, like I said, I had a good week. I can't complain.
This is where my numbers look bad.
So 51 sales on eBay. I actually only had one sale on Etsy and one sale on Bonanza, but I don't have a column for Bonanza, and I really don't sell on Bonanza that frequently. So I did lump those two together. So total sales, 53 items. I did $25.60 on eBay and $687, like $688 on Bonanza and Etsy for those two orders. So my total sales for the week, $32.48 and change.
That's crazy.
My shipping costs were $394. I did have a couple of heavier items this week, but most of that was actually international for it to be that high. I actually had quite a few international sales. Promotion fees or promoted listing fees of $46 and change. eBay final value fees $295. Etsy fees, that's kind of Etsy and Bonanza. They're about the same. Bonanza is about, I think, 1% higher, so that might be off by about $5 or $6. So bear with me there. But it's $61 and change. Total costs of $797. Is that what that says? Yeah, I'm reading backwards all the time. Cost of goods for me was fairly low this week of $264 comparatively, and my total net sales for the week $21.87. Gross average sale price $61 and change, and that was brought up. I had one really big order on Bonanza, and then my net average sale price of $41 and change, which I really like. I like to have my net around 40, and that doesn't happen that often. Yeah,
your cost of goods were like $20 more than mine, and I had 35 items sold. You had 53, so I've definitely spent up a bit more than you do. But what is happening? We got
a whole bunch of people in the chat today.
We got a lot of the who's who hanging out in the chat over here. We got DuPage Picaire. We got Johnny of Sin City Hustlers.
What? Johnny, we haven't seen you in the chat in a while. You must have a day off. He's always working, hustling.
Yep. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. This is always a fun show. But anyway, yeah, you had some crazy good sales, and and when we put our numbers together to form the title of the show, it makes me look real good because we were able to get over. I always do whenever I schedule this show, because I have to schedule the day before when I do the sourcing video, because I like to have them linked together as like kind of a placeholder. I always do the title, turn 500 into 5,000, and then usually I have to like adjust that down a little bit. This time, 509 into $5,177. What?
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. But we do consistently between the two. When you put our numbers together, we're very consistently going about 10 times. About 10 times what we pay on stuff. Now yours is probably a little higher. Yours is probably more like 12 or 13 because I bring that down a little bit.
We got all the cool kids in the house. We've got Rita, Scully Star Fashions, and Justin. Cheryl, love back to hubby. I don't know why, but I don't know your hubby's name. So hi, Cheryl's hubby.
She just calls him Lava.
I know, right? So yeah, we've got some David from South Beach, Florida is in the house. He hasn't been in there in a few weeks. So thanks for popping in, everybody, and saying hi and chit-chatting away over there.
What's happening? Anyway, all right. So do you want to get into our sold highlights for the last week? And again, I think there's a couple that are from the week before, just because we had some cool stuff sell that we didn't get to show last week because we didn't have the show. Now, remember, guys.
Oh, it's Larry. See, Cheryl, I don't think I ever knew your husband's name.
Hey, Larry, what's going on?
What's up, Larry? I won't forget that now.
Larry, he's Cheryl's lover.
And we've got Kara and Mike watching. What's up, Mike?
What is happening?
Someday we'll meet you.
Someday. Anyway, so we are, we didn't have our show last week. We're not going to have this show next week either. We're leaving.
We're not going to have the show
Thursday.
For 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we're going to have our regular show on Wednesday, but Thursday we're going to be leaving and we're going to be gone. No, we'll have the show. We'll have a Sunday show the week after. It just won't be like.
We may.
Because we get back on Saturday, so we'll do a show.
We may. We have a lot to do on Sunday. I don't know. We'll see.
She says things like that. And
we'll let you know because we get back late Saturday night and we actually have Sunday. We have to ship all of our items from 10 days and get the house ready for all the house guests that arrive on Monday.
Okay, let's say this. Even if it has to be a short show.
Because we won't have any, we won't have a haul. We will just have solds. And maybe we'll just pop in to say hello and talk about camp and our solds. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe it'll be closer to like a no pants Friday on Sunday. We'll see. Yeah. We'll do a show because we'll miss you guys.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Anyway, but we will be gone, but we're going to have a couple of videos shorter videos that will go up while we're gone. But anyway, just saying. So let's go ahead and talk about our sales.
All right, let
me share the screen here. We got a few more than we normally do just because we weren't able to do last week. So here we go. What you got? What you got? What's with this fancy stuff right here?
What fancy stuff we're talking about?
These. What are you talking about? You don't think these are fancy?
I know, right?
Hello.
These are like very David Bowie. I know they're 80s, not 70s, but they made me think of very spaceman type thing. So I think I paid $7 for these. I did show them in a haul video. It was definitely less than 10, but I think it was 7. And they were unworn. And I took an offer for them for $75. And already received positive feedback. They were able to go pirate ship, cubic shipping. I did some wrapping to make sure that they were okay and the heels were intact, and they are fantastic hookah boots, as Dana calls them. So shipping was only $8.92. It was cubic 2. And they're kind of awesome. They're not made of metal. They're just they are real leather. But I think they're real leather. And then they had like the fake lame, silver lame stuff on them.
I'd say fancy space boots.
They were cool.
All right. First one for me. I've talked about these jackets before. This is Gail. Was it Gail? I don't know. Sobel Derby jacket. So I've talked about this style of jacket, and the Derby of San Francisco ones are the ones that really that sell really, really well. You can sell those for like a couple $100, $200, $300. It's just crazy. And they're kind of like these bomber style jackets. But so this one took a little bit longer because it wasn't that super sought after Derby of San Francisco. But I took an offer yesterday for $110.
Nice.
Yep. They paid and everything right away. This was a good size too, a 2X, but yeah, $110. But this style of jacket, and from the 80s, like this, they're kind of like these workwear bomber jackets, and they have like this really cool lining. And the Derby of San Francisco ones are even cooler. But yeah, $110. Very, very cool.
What'd you pay for it?
Oh, like maybe $10 tops.
Okay, so records are not dead. It depends on what you find and what you have. I think I may have talked about these in a haul. They sat for quite a bit, but I knew that they would find the right buyer at some point. I paid about 50 cents for each of these. So what do I have? $13 into this. The customer paid the price that you see there, the sale price, $103.47. They shipped media mail. Media mail was like $9 and change because these were pretty heavy. But it wasn't a huge box or anything. I knew that somebody would want these, and they may not have had a ton of value individually, but lotted together, people that do, that DJ and stuff like that, there was some old school hip hop in here. So that was a pretty good sale.
I was just trying to figure out like what was going on over here. Apparently Allison is watching us from a hammock, or trying to anyway. So we'll have to find out how that's going. Allison, have you fallen out of the hammock yet? Are you okay? Allison, we need you to report back. You have not commented in a good 45 seconds. You might be on the ground. So why did you even buy these particular ones?
Well, because first of all, there are certain genres of music that tend to sell well, and they had a huge lot of these when I bought them. So I think I have a couple more lots still available from this that I purchased. But like I said, I think I paid 50 cents a piece, maybe 75 a piece, to be fair.
Crazy.
But you know, old hip hop sells really well. Old jazz sells really well. Old heavy metal and rock from like the 80s and 90s sells really well. When you lot things like this together, you can do pretty well together.
Yeah.
I did ship them all together in one big box. I shrink wrapped them all together so they were nice and tight, and then wrapped them in bubble wrap, and then I put them in a box. So yeah, I did ship them all together so they wouldn't shift around, and they weren't gonna they made a big brick basically. And nice. And then they sold, of course, they went medium mail because they're heavy.
Good job. All right. Next one for me is this New Jersey Devils hockey jersey that I don't even remember where I picked this up. I mean, I think I got it. I think I must have gotten it somewhere at like a Savers or something like that.
I think you got it at Savers because I remember you talking about this before.
Yeah, and it's signed, and it was new with tags. This is interesting. This is the first time I've seen the photo layout different like this. Kind of crazy, man.
Oh, mine's been like that for a while now.
Tripping me out. Anyway, it's new with tags, signed jersey. And this is one I've had it for maybe like 4 or 5 months or so. So for a while. Now this one was like addressed to Kevin. It says, "To Kevin, welcome home. All the best." So sometimes it can be a little hard to sell signed items that are
personalized.
Yeah, they're personalized to a specific person. But I didn't even bother to check like with the name of the person that bought this. I don't know why. Maybe it was somebody named Kevin. I don't know. But anyway, I've had it for a while. They offered $120, and so I was like, you know what? That's a good sale, $120. And so yeah, pretty happy with that.
All right, so I don't think I showed this in a haul just because it was too damn big and heavy to carry it upstairs to show you guys. But to be fair, I'm going to say this has not been paid for yet. So it was purchased yesterday on a best offer, and it has not been paid for. Now, that doesn't mean it won't get paid for, so I might be preemptively showing this. But my customer is from California, which is close. I did charge shipping. I charged $100 shipping on this because who knows where the heck it's going.
Right.
But in this case, it's going to California. The customer offered me $130. And knowing that it was going to California, which is one state over, I was more than willing to accept that. Knowing because I'm going to make money on the shipping as well. But it'll probably cost me about $30 or $40 to ship it. Maybe I might not even be that much actually. I paid $20 for this at an estate sale with a bunch of other things. So maybe $15.
Yeah, it was an estate sale where all the elephants were. And we weren't sure if we were going to, because I was kind of like trying to look this up for you and I couldn't find it. And so you weren't sure if you wanted to buy it because you weren't really able to get like.
I couldn't find any comps on it, and she actually wanted $50 the first day, and then the second day she wanted $25, and then I finally talked her down to $20, and I bought a few other things at the same time. So $20 was worth it for me. It's like original, one owner. You know, it was in excellent condition. I mean, she kept everything. God, it didn't even look like she'd used the darn thing. So it was one of those cool things. It has 8-track. A record player, a cassette player, and it has, you can record from, a record to an 8-track or an 8-track to a cassette. You can transfer, media from all, in between all of these different formats, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool. All right, this one is actually from a week before last, but since we didn't have a show last week, I wanted to show it here. It's one of the t-shirts, one of the 80s rock t-shirts that I got from Afro Vintage. And I sold it for the price it's here. I did not take an offer on it. So $210 for the Steph Leopard t-shirt. This is one of the 2 t-shirts I had from the Hysteria tour. I still have the other one that's a little bit more desired that sells for higher, but I sold this one first, so $210. So that brings me up to what? I sold the other one for $400. So that means I've sold 2 of the 30 t-shirts. So I've bought the 30 t-shirts for $1,000, and I've sold 2 now for $600 total, a little over $600. So not too bad. And I'm betting I'm going to sell a lot more of these shirts once we get closer to fourth quarter and stuff like that.
So our chat is mourning the demise of Allison. We believe Allison was not successful in her hammock attempt. She was attempting to watch the show in the hammock, and she said that she was having a hard time getting into the hammock, so she may be dead.
Yeah, it's possible. I would say it's probable.
It's possible.
Possible, but I'm going to say more likely it's probable.
So that means we have a room available for eBay Open.
Yeah. That's horrible. How could you?
I'm kidding.
Oh, you are a horrible person.
Yeah, see, Alexis. Yeah. Alexis beat me to it. Think I can take her room?
There you go, Alexis. Oh, man. All right, well,
you guys are savage.
We're all we'll go ahead and we'll help you guys get through your grief right now and show you some more sales, but hopefully she will be back, so we'll keep an eye on the chat.
We've got Farm Girl Scavenger Noel is in the chat. Thanks for popping in, sweetie.
Why is Dana just said next? Dana, you live here. All right, next one for you.
So this is from that same house that I purchased the stereo equipment from that we just showed. We talked about this. This is shown in a haul. I had actually picked up 6 place settings of this this stainless flatware. One customer purchased 3, so at the price that you see there. So I sold 3 of them for $130 something or whatever it is. Shipped together, small box. I put the small box inside the padded flat rate mailer, so it shipped for $7.33.
Apparently Cheryl wants the hammock that killed her, and I feel like that's take it a little far.
It's a bit morbid, Cheryl. A bit morbid.
Oh, Allison, come back. We need you.
The show started at 2 o'clock. It didn't just start. I'm sorry you didn't get the notified. Darn it. Let's see.
All right, next one for me. These Doc Martens. I think I showed I showed these in a haul. I got them maybe like a month ago, a few weeks ago, a month ago. I actually bought I got these at Buffalo Exchange. And I went up to check out, and they keep, they have shoes throughout the store, but they keep some of their nicer shoes back behind the counter. And these are actually women's boots, but they were so cool, and they were so just like perfect, new and clean, that I could not resist them. I paid $50 for them. So I really only had them, I think it's been less than a month that they've been listed, just a few weeks. And I sold them for the price you see there, $153.99. Man, they're just really, really cool boots.
They are really cool.
Yeah.
I don't wear Docs. If I did, I would have stuffed my fat little feet in there. I wear a 9, but I probably would have tried to stuff my fat feet in there. They're really cute.
Yeah, they're pretty adorable. So yeah, so that's a case where it's like I paid $50 for these, which definitely is paying up. But I had looked them up because I wanted to make sure they were like a super, a desirable pair or whatever. And yeah, considering I didn't have them for very long, I think I made a decent amount of money on them.
Now they are fighting over. Now Sandra's like, forget her room, forget the hammock. Who gets her inventory? I'm with you, Sandra. Let's go. I'll buy you a plane ticket. We can go to Alaska together, and we'll grab her stuff before Katy gets it.
Poor Allison. Allison, come back. We need you and your inappropriate comments in the chat. All right, next one for you.
So this is another vintage item. I've had this one for quite a while. It's definitely something I've had for a bit. I did take an offer on this for $80. I love when somebody gives you an offer $9 off of your sale price. Well, that's a fuzzy photo. So yeah, $80 plus it was international. This actually shipped to the UK.
Nice. Very cool. All right. Next one for me, this Magic the Gathering t-shirt. This came in one of my boxes from my guy on the East Coast. And, I ended up taking an offer for like $89, sales. you know, I price everything pretty high, and sometimes I sell stuff for the prices that I'm wanting. But when sales are not happening, somebody sends me an offer that I feel like, you know what, $89 for a t-shirt, I'm happy with that. And the thing is, I really didn't have any good comps for this specific t-shirt. Like I had other Magic the Gathering t-shirts that have gone for more, but they weren't this t-shirt, and I don't really know enough about, you know, this is like a specific card in the game. And so $89 for a used t-shirt, I mean, come on, guys. That is pretty awesome. So
Dana just almost made me crack up. Sorry. Good to see that big beast go, the coat, not Allison.
Oh,
poor Allison's going to come back and read these comments and be like, what the hell, guys? Alexis is like, oh, yeah, we can go to the funeral to show her support, then steal the inventory to help her widow, clearly.
Come back. Come back. All right. Next one for you.
Rotten. Rotten. You people are rotten. Okay, so these I did show in a haul video. I picked these up at Buffalo Exchange. I'm not a huge Buffalo Exchange shopper, but sometimes I'll pick some things up. I did pick these up, and I think I paid up a little too much for them. I paid $30 for these. They're very cool dead stock, but they were also super tiny. So like this is only going to fit like an extra small woman. So somebody offered me $85 on these the other day, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to take 85. So $30 into 85, not bad, but I usually prefer to get a higher, you know, a higher ROI. If I'm going to pay $30 for something, I generally want to make a little bit more on that. But, you know, I didn't lose money. It just isn't as high as I would have liked it to be.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome, though.
They are pretty awesome. If they were a bigger size, these would have sold for a couple hundred. Mm-hmm. They're just so super stinking tiny that just like, I mean, come on, a size 26. I mean, my daughter would barely fit into these, and she's a size 00.
Yeah.
So.
All right.
Yeah. Sunny says, well, Gabby asked, are folks wearing these in Nevada? Yeah, they wear them everywhere. Yeah. Overalls are a huge trend right now and have been for about the last year. And the more vintage, the better. They definitely are selling them at the, you know, the inexpensive stores, the, you know, H&M and all those kind of stores too. But if you find overalls almost anywhere, you best buy them. The bigger, the older, the better. If you find the vintage ones from like the Gap or what have you with the wider leg, those are selling even faster because the ones in the store now tend to have a tighter look to them, and they have the more of a skinny leg, which is cool if you're like a size 0, but not so cool if you're bigger than a size 0. So the girls that want to wear them, the vintage ones, want the bigger, baggier ones, and they're going to roll the legs. You know, that's how I'd wear them if I wasn't so chesty. I can't wear overalls. I'd look like a cow, but yeah, you want the bigger ones. Mm-hmm. They're super cool.
All right, so this is I don't know if any of you guys remember when I sold this before, but I had actually bought 2 copies of this particular soundtrack for the Silent Hill 2 video game soundtrack. I bought 2 of them, one for myself and one to sell to cover the price of both of them. That's kind of what I try to do with the collecting soundtracks. But I sold the first one for like, it was at least $100. It might have been a little bit more. I think I might have sold it for like 110 or 120. And so because I sold it for so high, it's like I wasn't really married to the soundtrack. So I was like, I'm gonna keep this one listed and see if I can sell it too. And I sold it for $100. So I had 2 of these. I think I paid like $30 a piece for them, either 25 or $30 a piece for them, and sold them both for over $200 total. So it was up. Allison's alive. She flipped, but she saved her beer. She's okay, and she's moving to a beach chair. And now she's going to go back and read all of the comments. And some of you guys are in trouble. Just saying. Anyway,
the comments are actually pretty funny. So Pop Rocket asked, do any of you buy any new things now to hang on to for 20 years so you can sell them as vintage? I've been on the platform for just about, this is my 21st year, but no. And then Cheryl says, I'm 60. I can't keep anything that long.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I guess you probably could, but no. Some people will hang on to things that are collectible or limited editions for a year or 2. But to hang on to something for 20 years, no, that's just hoarding.
Let me tell you, that's what happened like in the 90s with comic books, is they overproduced everything and people bought them like crazy. And so if you have ever tried to if you've ever come across like comic books from the 90s and thought, oh, I'm going to try and sell these, yeah, they're worthless because there's just so many of them out there.
Yeah, and definitely, first of all, we're glad that Allison is alive. But second of all, so Barry, 5-Day Flipper asked, are overalls selling fast for men or just women? I sold a pair of men's overalls yesterday. So I pick up overalls for men or women anytime I find them. $10 and under. Sometimes I'll spend a little more depending on the size and the model, but generally $10 and under. And I'm going to sell them for $50 minimum every time. So always, always, always.
Yeah.
Cheryl says, Allison, I had your back. Don't listen to Katy.
So not true.
Oh my goodness. Right. Allison, you need to go back and read the chat because they were savage. Savage.
All right, go ahead.
So this is one that I actually sold last week, not this past week. And this sold for the price that you see there. I picked this up at a garage sale. I think I paid $8 or so at a garage sale for this, maybe 12 at most. It sold for the price you see there, plus shipping. Shipping cost me every bit of like $32 or $33 because it was it is heavy. It wasn't huge, but it was heavy. So again, vintage electronics. I don't care. I'll figure out how to ship anything.
So Greg says, some of you need to revise your sourcing plans now that Allison is alive. And Allison buys overalls for her lover.
Ugh, shut up. So gross.
All right. Next one for me. Guys, remember my Rocket Man t-shirts? So I had gotten 2 of these. I paid like $1.99 a piece because I got them at Deseret Industries, and all their t-shirts are pretty much priced $1.99. Or $2. And so I got 2 of these. When I looked at comps, people had sold them for way too cheap, I thought. And I sold the first one for $55.99. I think I sold it for $50. I think I sold it for
I think you took an offer.
Maybe took an offer because it was going to.
It was over $40, but you paid. It was international.
It was going to the UK. So I did take an offer, but it was over $40. And then this one sold for full price, $55.99, full sale price. Yeah, so I sold both of those t-shirts relatively quickly and for a pretty good price. So I was pretty stoked about that. But see, it doesn't have to be vintage. Obviously, this is a new t-shirt. It just depends on what it is and if it's something hot. And I don't think there's a ton of these t-shirts out there. So there you go.
I think it was a cool one.
Yeah.
So I featured this on Instagram when I first got these, and I know I talked about them in the haul. Again, this came from that same house that the estate sale. I bought some great things from this person's estate.
These were like stuffed in an old suitcase.
These were stuffed in a suitcase. I have 4 of these. I paid $5 a piece for them. So I went back and forth with a specific customer on this, and I took an offer for $250. I was perfectly happy. So $5 into 250. I did. This is super stiff and very, very well made. So I did actually ship it in a bag inside a box. I don't normally do that, but this is an antique item and I didn't want to. This is not something that can be replaced. So I packaged it really well. It did go to California, so it was still under $8 to ship it.
Yeah.
And of course I had free shipping, but I did insure it because it was $250.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Will, the Rocket Man t-shirt is from the movie that's out right now. It was like a special t-shirt that showed all the dates, all the opening dates of the movie all over the world. Anyway, yeah. Pop Rocket says, I'm thinking of redoing my will to protect my inventory after seeing how the vultures fly.
Savage beasts in here, I'm telling you.
Savage! All right, I did show this. I think I showed this during our Friday, our special No Pants Friday that we did last week before we went to San Francisco. But I wanted to show it in the actual Sunday Live haul because I was pretty stoked about this jacket. This is the jacket I bought at. I bought this at Buffalo Exchange, and it was priced at only like $22 or $24 because it had some staining on it, and also I think because it's not a starter brand jacket, but this is from the 80s and it's awesome because it's like a really big size. It was like a 4XL. And so I actually in the video I said I thought I could get, I was like, yeah, I think I could still get $150. Well, I ended up pricing it a lot higher. And I had it like less than 3 weeks. I had it up for only like a little over 2 weeks and it sold for $244.99. I think a lot of that probably had to do with the size and really the style. Like it looks just, it's designed just like the starter ones. And this 49ers spelled out is pretty desirable. So yeah,
that was a very different looking jacket, I think. So
absolutely. Jennifer Larson just busted out $1.99 super chat. New subscriber says thanks for all you do. Jennifer, welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, Jennifer. I hope you're in our Boss Facebook group. The link to the group is down below. If you are somebody that likes to be on Facebook and learn eBay and all kinds of stuff, we have a great group of people in there.
Absolutely. All right, next one for you.
So this is one that I did show in a haul as well. This was a garage sale.
I'm just like, sorry, I had to interrupt really quick because Cheryl just said, "Oh my, Jennifer, we apologize for our behavior," because it's a new subscriber, and well, let's just say it's been quite a show.
I know these guys are a little crazy in the chat.
Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Cheryl. Alexis.
Right.
You know what? Considering most of you guys are going to be at eBay Open that are in this chat right here, a good portion of you are going to be at eBay Open during our live show. Hopefully, going to be there for our live show. I may need some help with crowd control because these guys are a little crazy. My goodness, you're funny. So anyway, back to this. I picked this up at a garage sale for $5. It did take me a couple weeks to get it listed. I don't know why, but it did. And it sold within a week of being listed. I took an offer for $150. If you find these, there are some that are not saleable. And because there are restrictions, they are medical. You do need a prescription for them. If you need a prescription for it, you cannot sell it on eBay. They will pull the listing. There are other places you can sell it, though. This particular one does not need a prescription. This is something that you can purchase online without prescription. So I was taking a chance by listing it. I could have possibly had it pulled down, but I knew that I would be able to defend it, that it was not prescription. It was not a prescription item.
Yeah.
So, sometimes those things get pulled down, for the heck of it. But it did not. It sold for $150 and I happily sent it along the way to my customer.
Yay! All right, I'm jumping over to Etsy now. I had some great sales this last week. So this sweatshirt I got, it came in one of my boxes from my guy who sends me boxes, and I love this whole this kind of like almost like an all over print because it goes onto the sleeves. I really like that style. I don't know why I didn't take a picture of the sleeves up, but anyway, so I was really excited because all of a sudden I got a notification, and eBay's not been great to me lately, but Etsy's been killing it. And I got this notification saying I had just sold this, and I had it listed. Let me show you real quick what the price is on this. I had it listed for $99.99, but we're going to use Flipper Tools here. And but I have a 10% off sale going, so this actually went for $89.99. So I get this notification saying like, "Hey, you just sold this for $89.99." I'm like, "Woohoo!" And then immediately after I saw the notification, I got another thing saying there was a message from the person asking me, and I could just see the beginning of the message asking for it to be canceled. And I'm like, I hate it when that happens. So I went and looked at the message, and I was like, oh, she was just asking me to cancel it because she used the wrong card to pay for it. And so she wanted to buy it right after. So I went ahead and canceled it, immediately put the listing back up. And she did indeed turn around and purchase it once again right away after that. So it was quite the little roller coaster. Excitement, disappointment, excitement anew. So I was pretty happy with that. But $90, guys.
Yeah, so those of you that are going to be at eBay Open, or at least coming to the live show on Wednesday, even if you're not at Open and you happen to be in the area, if you don't have an eBay Open ticket, you're still welcome to come to the live show. I believe we're going to put all the information up there, but I'm just going to go ahead and say the live show is going to be at 1 o'clock on Wednesday. We have to be done by 3. So you guys got to figure out how to get up to the room. We'll get you all the information. And probably Johnny's like, if you need security, we may need security. We may need someone at the elevator guiding people up with a key to get them up to the penthouse. I'm pretty sure people aren't going to be able to get there without a key. So we're going to have somebody letting people up to the room.
Yeah.
Downstairs. So we're going to need a couple volunteers. We're going to need a volunteer at the door to let people in, and we're going to need a volunteer downstairs to let people up. So hopefully
you might have to write up too, because sometimes you have to have the key inside the elevator in order to push the button.
But we'll make sure that we have all the information. We just don't know until we actually get to the venue, but we'll have as much information available as possible. We'll put it on both of our Instagrams. We'll put it on in the Boss Facebook group, and maybe we'll do a quick quick video just to pop it in and let you guys know about that. So
yeah. All right, look at what we're looking at right now.
Yeah, so many of you guys gave me a lot of crap in our sourcing video because I found this when I was out with Katy, and she was very upset that I found it and she didn't.
It was horrible.
So I paid $5.99 for it. I listed it, and it sold within 48 hours for $299.95.
That's crazy.
It sold international. Buyer paid full price plus shipping, so I even made money on the shipping. I definitely would have taken an offer on this. They didn't even offer anything. It was just boom.
I would like to point out, I feel like when you originally were looking for comps, were you able to find this exact same one or some similar ones?
I found a similar one, and I found one almost identical to that, and the last one had sold for like $75.
I'm telling you guys,
there is no way I am selling that for $75. I knew that it was good, and I knew that it was going to sell for more. I definitely would have sold it for around 200 or maybe 175. Had someone made an offer, or it would have rolled into a sale within the next week. It wasn't on sale. I don't put my stuff on sale right away, but I do put it on sale within a week because I run a sale week to week, right? So once when I first list it, depending on the day that I list it on, if I list it on a Wednesday, it's not going to get put into a sale until the following Wednesday. My sales go Wednesday to Wednesday.
But $75 is crazy cheap. And the thing is, you said this one was international sale. The thing is, all goes back to us talking about, making sure that you are selling your stuff internationally, and preferably shipping directly yourself, because some of this stuff, the people who are willing to pay the big dollars for it are not in the United States. And you are losing out on so many amazing sales if you were not making your stuff
And like
available.
what Greg says, Greg said race to the top. Exactly. Perceived value. Your items have value. Stop pricing things so low just to blow them out fast. You're not doing yourself any favors by doing that. It's not all about the turnover.
Especially with something like this, there aren't any other ones available right now. So, anyway, awesome sale. I'm still in a deep depression over it, but that's okay. But whatever.
You'll get over it.
Jerk. All right, guys. Next one up. I don't know if Barry's still hanging out in the chat or not. He usually pops in once or twice. But this is one of those Harley Davidson t-shirts that I had gotten from him. So I got a bunch from him. If you remember, they all had the same design on them. And I had 3 of them that were this black color. And this is the 3rd one. I have sold all of the black ones now. And so
that's awesome.
Yeah. And I think 2 of them sold on Etsy and 1 sold on eBay. But anyway, let's look at this real quick. So it was priced at $69.99, but like I said, I have a 10% off sale going right now. So it actually sold for about $63. I think I had taken an offer from a local buyer who buys for me almost weekly for $50. And then the other one also sold for like, I think maybe full price $70. So I've already sold all 3 of these for over $50 a piece. I still have 3, 4, 5, I think 5 left, but they aren't black. So clearly the black version is the most desirable. But man, it's just really super cool that these have sold so quickly. And hopefully my other ones will sell too. But yes.
I want to say, somebody said make event staff t-shirts for our volunteers. I will tell you, for our show on Wednesday, you definitely want to be there. First of all, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time to have a live studio audience, because we're going to be our plan is to interact with all of you guys and make it more about that and about open. But the other thing is that we have so many giveaways. You guys don't want to miss the show.
And we're not even done yet.
So many giveaways. We have lots of shirts, lots of eBay swag, lots of Boss Up swag. We've got a bunch of stuff.
And I know for a fact that we have a couple of other people who are putting together prizes. We don't even know what they are yet, but I'm guessing they're going to be pretty cool. So we're going to have lots of free stuff to give away. I don't know. Is Cheryl crying? Is that what's happening right there? DuPage Pick Air Greg. He just gave a $9.99 super chat. Consolation tacos for moi. He knows how to make me feel better. He just like stuffs my face with some tacos, and you know what? I'm over it. I'm over it, Greg. Because of you, thanks to you, I am coming out of my deep depression now, and I'm going to eat some tacos. And you're not invited, Vikki.
Okay.
Victoria.
Okay.
You don't get to go. But I'm gonna send you pictures, or maybe I'll like live video call you while I'm eating my tacos, and I'll just laugh with like my taco juices running down my face. How do you feel about that?
That's pretty
And
gross.
my mouth will be full of tacos, and I'll just be like, "What do you think about that, lover?"
You're gross. Noelle, you don't need to volunteer. Don't go anywhere. But first of all, you don't need to volunteer to work the door or something like that. You can if you want to, but we definitely want you there for the show. So we'll find somebody. We'll find somebody that doesn't mind. Maybe it'll be Teresa that won't mind, or something like that. Somebody who's sick of watching our butts that would work the doors or the elevator.
Yeah.
But yeah, let me just see what else do we have here. What else is in here?
I don't know. All right, hold on.
I'm looking to see if there's more questions, because we're trying to, like, I'm only seeing, once it rolls up, I'm only seeing, a handful at a time. So, someone bring a velvet rope. Yeah. So David asked, what time is the show on? So we're talking about 2 weeks from Wednesday. So what, 2 weeks from Wednesday?
Yeah, I don't know. All the dates are getting blurry in my head.
So it will be Wednesday the 24th. Wednesday the 24th. It's going to be at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the show that we're going to be doing live from eBay Open with our live studio audience. For anyone that is at Open or lives in the area that wants to come, I think it'll be a great time.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one for you.
So this one sold on Bonanza. So this is one of the ones that was kind of hard to get a picture of, because Bonanza doesn't, I would have had to do like a screenshot. So this is just a screenshot. I just put this on Instagram. I don't know, today or yesterday, I guess. So we showed this in a haul one time, one of our haul videos, because, or our thrifting or sourcing videos, because we were trying to pick it up at Savers, and they were giving me a hard time. The salesperson like carried it out for me and dropped it in a carriage, and pain in the neck. Anyway, so I purchased this for like $15, maybe 20. I'm not sure if I spent 15 or 20. So I put 20 just to err on the side of caution. I sold it for $600 yesterday on Bonanza. Bonanza's fees are a little less than eBay, like 7 or 8%, 7.9%, I believe. The one thing about this that Jean had pointed out to me, who is one of my eBay friends, is that I mentioned it once before and forgot. This ships for free. This can ship for free if your customer on the end of the delivery is someone that is visually impaired, and they have proof that they're visually impaired. This is something you can ship for free. There is free mail for the blind, and free mail for the blind are books on Braille, Braille typewriters, any type of device that you need to use for someone that is vision impaired. So this costs almost $100 for me to ship this, because they purchased it and it's going to Connecticut. But the customer, I sent them a message and asked them if they are able to get free mailing if they qualify, and she was more than happy to send me her letter showing that her husband is visually impaired.
That's awesome.
So what you have to do is take this to the post office. I cannot have them pick this up. You have to actually physically take the item into the post office with the proof that the person that you're sending it to qualifies, and that the item that you're sending qualifies. And there's a big list on the post office what it is. So one of the things that I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to package the hell out of this, and then actually leave the box somewhat open, bring it into the post office, bring my packing tape and everything with me, bring my letter so they can see what's in the box. And I'm going to have to pay at the counter. You do have to pay for your insurance, and I'm sure you're going to have to pay for the delivery confirmation. So it's going to be a few dollars there, because obviously I'm going to insure it. But it's going to be, far less than the $100 that it would have cost me otherwise.
Yep.
So
Valerie is very sad and disappointed that she's not going to meet us at Open, because the stupid boyfriend, booked their vacation back in December before the Open dates were published. Here's to 2020 eBay Open. Listen, Valerie, for at least the last 3 years, this is the third year that I know of that it's pretty much been the same week of July.
This is the fourth year since
the fourth year.
It's the fourth year they've done it, and it's the fourth year they've done it the same week.
Yeah. So I mean, who knows? They could switch things up next year. But as the trends have gone, every year they do it in the same week of July. Was the third week or whatever it is. So just tell them next year, knock it off, buddy. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And then Carolina, I don't know why I'm having a hard time saying her name, says, I picked up a denim jacket, new with tags, Forrest Gump with a white feather on the front. There's only one other Forrest Gump jacket on eBay that has Bubba Shrimp on the front. The label's Paramount Pictures. That's really cool. So it sounds like, I mean, I'd have to see it to know for sure, but it sounds like it's probably like maybe it was a crew jacket or I'm not really sure, but
crew jacket or some type of promo from.
Yeah, so it could be worth a lot. I don't know. I just heard that movie's like 20 years old now.
Yeah.
Weird? Isn't that weird?
Yep.
Or is it more than 20 years? I don't know.
I think it's 20.
It's a lot.
I think it's 20.
All I know is it's a lot. Maybe
I think
30.
all it is that now I'm feeling super old. Because I remember seeing that in the theater.
She says, Valerie says, nothing will be planned for the last of July ever again. Yeah. Yeah, Ruby, it is, our thing is going to be at the Luxor, but even if you already have a key, sometimes like with the penthouse one, sometimes you have to have a key specifically for that floor, or won't even let you go to that floor. They're usually pretty careful about that.
And we will, I mean, I will have a key. We'll have a key. It's Mo, actually, who Waste Not, Want Not, who's sometimes usually in the chat. She must be busy today. But she rented the, you know, the penthouse suite at the Luxor.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And it's huge. It's like 3,600 square feet, which is, you know, more than 1,000 square feet bigger than our house. So
ridiculous.
I think we'll have a good time with our little group there.
Yeah. All right, so last one I have, this is actually really cool. You guys, if you remember, not last week, but like the week before the sourcing video that we did, you know, I've started quickly going through women's t-shirt section where the women's t-shirts are at like different thrift stores, because a lot of times.
She gives me no space.
No, listen guys, here's the deal. We go into a Savers or whatever thrift store we go into, I immediately go to the men's section. If she really was concerned about finding t-shirts in the women's section, she could just go to that section first, and because I'm not going to go to any other sections that she wants to shop in the entire store. So it is the very last thing I do. I go to every other section in the men's that I want to look at, and then I go and I quickly look through the women's. Anyway, because a lot of vintage, really cool vintage t-shirts find their way into the women's section. Maybe because they are actually women's t-shirts or whatever, or sometimes it's just because they're pink or purple or for whatever reason. And so I've actually found some really cool stuff. So I went and I looked in the women's section and I found this really cool Esprit t-shirt. It's kind of like that that sweatshirt I sold too, where the printing goes onto the sleeve. So it's really cool. Anyway, so this is one that I found in the women's section of Savers, and it's kind of weird because it says ref on front, and then it has like this embroidered, these stars that are embroidered, which 1968 is when Esprit started in San Francisco. So I was kind of like, I don't know how desirable the shirt's going to be with this embroidery on it, but whatever. So I went ahead and listed it. Honestly, like what? I've had it listed for like maybe a week that I've had it up. So let me show you the price I sold it at. So this says $47.99. Again, 10% off sale. So it sold for like $43, $44, something like that. But here's what's really, really super cool about this shirt. When I went, it was sold internationally. So not only did it sell for over $40, but it went to Germany. And then I'm like looking at the address, and it was like one Esprit Alley in Germany. And I'm like, Esprit Alley, like that's weird. And so I went and looked it up, and guess what, guys? This t-shirt is it's on its way right now to Esprit headquarters in Germany. So somebody who works at Esprit ordered this t-shirt. And
I love when that happens.
I think it's super cool. I mean, what I love about it is it's like, okay, just in general, I'm going to go ahead and take us off the screen share right now. Just in general, like the whole idea of like what we do for a living, I think is really cool. It's like, you know, I talk about like not wanting to leave any vintage t-shirts behind. So I love that, like I'm out at a thrift store and I'm combing through all the t-shirts, and I find something really cool and I put it up for sale, and then somebody on the other side of the country buys it. And then a couple weeks later, you know, they've got it and they're wearing it. Like, I just love that, connecting it to people. And this is like another step of that, because it's like I found this hidden away in the women's section at Savers, put it up online, and now it's going back to Esprit in Germany And I just think that's
From
really
Las
cool.
Vegas.
From
Someone
yeah,
chucked it, donated it. They didn't want it anymore. They thought it was worthless.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So I just think it's awesome.
I like selling to Hollywood too, like Karen says. I really love selling things to movies and prop houses and TV shows and stuff like that. I think that's really awesome.
Well, this is another instance where you don't have to worry about it. It's like, oh, they're going to say, oh, this doesn't quite fit me. Or, oh, I thought it was going to be a different shade of red. Like, or, oh, this is weird. It's got this embroidery on the front. Like, it's not going to come back. So it's just a great sale. So, all right. Allison, get yourself under control with the hammock. By the way, Allison, I don't know if you saw in the comments, but Cheryl was hoping she would get that hammock. So it sounds like Cheryl and Larry might enjoy that hammock. You should send it to them. Larry, her lover.
All right, stop. Creepy. All right, let's get into our haul. It's already 3 o'clock.
Yeah, so what?
It's already 3 o'clock.
I think everybody's having a good time. One person did downvote us, although I think it could be Allison when she found out how everybody was plotting over getting her stuff.
It could have been. That could have been her retaliation downvote right there.
Yeah. All right, you want to show us some stuff? What do you got?
What I got? What
you got?
Okay, so this little guy, just because he's so cute and sitting in front of me, I paid $2 for this little guy. I don't know if anybody collects these or knows about these, but these are snow pinions is what they're called. They're by Department 56. And I actually love this little guy. I think I may end up keeping him. He's kind of a little pride thing. See the little rainbows? And it says, free to be me. Anyway, the ones that are this size sell for quite a bit. And this particular one I can't find anywhere. So I paid $2. I think I can sell him for like $75.
So cute.
But I might keep him because I do collect snowmen. So I'm a little torn on this one. He's stinking cute, right? There's nothing wrong with him. There's no chips. He's in great shape. So the other couple other things. So I purchased this. This was $1.50. So it was $2.99. This was $1.50. This is a dead stock Sega Sonic four-part game thing. This particular one, there's only one listed right now for $150, and there are a couple that are used that have sold. So it is still sealed. It's still factory sealed. It has not been opened. I may or may not open it just to verify that the contents are all together to photograph. So, and then I'll just put that in the listing because it's not pristine. If someone is buying it, it's not pristine because it does have some shelf wear. So, and people do buy these to collect. So because it's already got a little bit of shelf wear on the corners, I'm okay with slitting the plastic to open it and make sure its contents are there.
Yeah.
But I don't know that I'll sell it for $150, but I do think I'll get at least $75 for it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Thrifty Christy, $2 super chat. She says, love you girls, learned so much from you. TY, which is internet speak for thank you. And for all those super chats that we got during while we were doing a screen share, I'll just go ahead and put this all together and go, super chat, super chat, just super chat, say, yo.
All right, what's on your shirt?
Oh, this is just it's the Vegas Golden Knights t-shirt, but it's the Misfits one. So it's like a hockey t-shirt, but combined.
Yeah, okay, so see, Thrifting Nomads and a couple other people said that Sonic, the movie, is coming out. See, I wouldn't have known that, so maybe I will price it as high as the other one. We'll see.
Indeed. All right. Oh, and by the way, guys, so if you didn't watch the sourcing video, a lot of the stuff that we got for 50% off because we braved the horrors, the terrors of 50% off sale day at Savers. It was pretty ridiculous. I definitely would normally I never go on Mondays because it's like I don't want to deal with it. And that viewpoint was solidified on Thursday because there were so many people. It was just so
I was stabby.
Crazy.
I was stabby. And not only was it there were so many people, it was like every single person had to have been there with a screaming, whining toddler or small child. And again, I love children. But there is a certain point. Here's the thing. If your child is screaming incessantly, leave the location and calm them down. Yeah. We all have had children that have had meltdowns in stores. If you're a parent, you've seen it. You've been around it. You know it happens. You take the child and you remove them from the situation. There is literally no reason for you to be wandering around Savers for an hour while your kid is screaming at the top of their lungs.
Yeah. But we decided we went because we weren't able to do the sourcing the week before, and I'm not going to be able to do it next week. So next week, or really the week after, because we're leaving this Thursday, so I can't source on Thursday, and we're going to be at camp next Thursday. So I just need to get it done. But man, yeah, in the future, to me, it's not worth it to deal with all the people. It just makes me want to kill everybody. So Blue Heaven Vintage, $10 super chat. So Blue Heaven Vintage says they use pirate ship for the first time, wanted to share their savings with us, and we never tried it without our encouragement in our videos. They've learned so much, and apparently
awesome.
We rock. Seriously, Blue Heaven Vintage, thank you so much for the super chat. And I'm super stoked that you went ahead and finally tried out pirate ship, and I hope that you're gonna save tons and tons and tons of more money in the future, because that's what it's all about. So thank you so much. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Mother Deal says East Coast girl came out hard. No, seriously, but I mean, I can't stand screaming kids in a store. There's really nothing like that. It drives me crazy. Like I'm a mom. I raise children. I have nieces and nephews. I understand. Kids have meltdowns. As a parent, you can't control that. It happens. But you can control where you are.
Yeah.
Like I can't tell you how many times I have left a restaurant with a toddler and said, package it up. I'm going to put this kid in the car. I'll be back for the bill in 2 seconds. Like how, that's what you do. I've left a full grocery cart in the middle of a grocery store, picked the kid up out of the cart and left. You shouldn't, it's just awful. Like be a parent. Stop the kid from screaming.
Outrageous.
The kids screaming and like just running up and down the aisles. Good golly. It is not my job. Like kids running around, parents nowhere around them. I'll be like, find your mother. Stop running.
Good golly.
I will tell them that.
Good golly, everybody.
I'm going to end up getting into a fight with somebody because they're going to tell me, don't tell my kid what to do. But I'm like, then parent your child. You're in a public place.
This public service announcement brought to you by Blue Heaven Vintage. Okay? Blue Heaven Vintage, we appreciate you sponsoring that public service announcement. Anyway, thank you again for the super chat. Big Drift. Allison wants to know if the Nevada license plate LVPinkPeacock.
Ugh, stop.
It's taken.
Disgusting.
So good. Vintage Fiend, it's not the kids we don't like. It's parents.
Yeah, I like kids. It's just it's not that I wouldn't like your kids. If your kids are running around acting like maniacs, I probably wouldn't like them. If your kids are screaming incessantly in the middle of a store, no, I probably wouldn't like them. Kids screaming in general, I can tune out. But
I sense another downvote coming.
Yeah. Yeah, Victoria, I probably would. The kids that are in my cabin for camp are kindergarten age. They start at kindergarten age. So, I mean, I was a strict parent. I'm a little bit more tolerant of other people's children, obviously, but there's, come on. Kids need discipline and they need rules. The people that do the free parenting and thing, you're not doing yourself or your kids any favors, I'll tell you that.
Good golly!
Anyway.
Good golly, what's happening here? What else you got?
Let's get back to the whole video.
What do you got?
So I paid $1 for this. Okay, so kids, I know I talk about board games and games in general a lot, and they're not always everybody's favorite thing. But when you're looking at board games, make sure that you take a chance and look for things like role-playing games. So role-playing games. And this particular one, Shadow Hunters, this one sells for a good $100 every time. I don't know if it's complete yet, but I do believe it is. It's in great shape. This was $1. I'm going to sell this for about $100.
Sunny Raisin, otherwise known as
Gab.
Well, and Treasure
Box Land.
Treasure Box Land. Just busted out a $14.99 super chat. So apparently these are for tacos for Vikki. Greg hooked me up with some taco cash earlier. So listen, I will let you come with me. We can have tacos. We can sit together if you want. Okay?
I will.
Because
now
you have your taco money. So Sunny, we appreciate the taco super chat. So this gets a little Feliz super chat. Feliz super chat. Feliz
Really?
super chat. Gonna eat me some tacos. Tacos in my face.
You're a
You like
weirdo.
that?
That's a bad one.
I wanna wish you a super chat. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, thanks guys. You got more?
I do. I've got 2 more, and then you can move on. You can move on a little bit. All right. So this is another thing. I'm always talking about. Like making sure that you look in where the hair dryers and curling irons and beauty supplies and things like that are. You know, not only for hot rollers, because certain hot rollers sell well. Not all of them. I don't say pick up every one, but certain hot rollers sell well. Certain curling irons and blow dryers and things like that sell well too. So you want to make sure that you look there, because a lot of stuff is really priced very, very low. So one of them is, oh, Noelle says, carry around a bag of chocolate covered espresso beans and hand them out to the kids. Oh, heck, that's funny.
Well,
That might
you
be- I might do that.
just before you leave, though.
I might do, yeah, but then run. It's like, oh, go tell your mom they're giving away free puppies next door. That's a good one too. Anyway, so this is one that I picked up there. You know, some of you guys might already know about the InStyler and certain things, the made for TV things that people spend a ton of money on. They're like $100, even used. They have infomercials on them and stuff like that. This is one that is that type of thing. This is like almost like a Flowbee. So it's like you can cut your own hair, you trim your own hair. This was $3.50. This is one of the earlier ones. It is new in this package. The package itself is a little broken, but it is new in this package. And I'll disclose all that information. But this is going to sell for at least $100 as well. I paid $3 for this.
I prefer the suck cut. Okay. Okay. So Tana, now I could be, is it Tana? Maybe I'm pronouncing your name wrong. And now this is the first time that you're catching us live. And now you will never come back because I've insulted you and your name. But she says it's the first time catching us live, and she says y'all are crazy. Love you. So
we are a little weird.
Yeah,
we're all hopped up on caffeine.
Speak for yourself. Good golly.
Good golly, Miss
Good
Molly.
golly.
Okay, so this is my last thing that I will show that I picked up. So I paid $5 for this. This is a Duplo Legos. Not all of them are going to be worth a lot of money, but this is a new one. This is sealed. And I paid $5 because they had 50% off. This particular one sells for about $50. So Batman, I thought it was kind of cool. Batman, Penguin, DC comic one.
Cute.
If you find anything that's like comic related, it's not just a normal, Lego set, then you definitely want to try and look it up, because these type of things sell pretty well.
Yeah.
All right, so you can go.
Sunny, yeah, I think you said something about those licorice candies that you got in the mail.
Oh my God, I'm taking them with me to camp.
Yeah, she talked about it on one of the shows. Maybe you missed it, but yeah, she's taking them with her to camp. I will not eat them because I am not down with the licorice, the black licorice.
She might be talking about, she did actually send us something in the mail, and I don't know if it was delivered yesterday. I did not get the mail.
Oh, there's something else.
You know what? I did say I was going to open it on the air. So actually what I'm going to do is, while you're showing a couple of things, I'm going to go run and get the mail from yesterday and see if they were delivered. Leslie asked, do we have to be careful of selling as seen on TV items? I wouldn't put it in the title, as seen on TV, but no, you don't have to worry about anything with a Vero for that, because, again, you can sell almost anything. Definitely look at the Vero list, but that type of thing I wouldn't worry about at all.
All right.
So I'm going to go real quick while you're showing a few things, and I'm going to go get the mail. I didn't get the mail yesterday.
Mail call.
Sorry, Gabby.
Sorry. All right, she's going to get the mail, guys. Okay, so I've got a few things here. So first thing I'm going to show is from the box that I got this last week from my guy he's in Pennsylvania. Now, I don't do towels. I pretty much don't do anything except for t-shirts, jackets, sweatshirts. So typically I don't source this kind of stuff, but I thought this was super cool because it is a Tommy Hilfiger towel, but it's like it's really cool because this is vintage 90s. So it's got the whole flag thing. But what's awesome is I would say this is probably for a dude because obviously it's pretty short. It's only like, I think it's like 20 inches this way. But it's got like an elastic band around it, and then it's got Velcro. So you can wear this to the pool around your waist, and it Velcros like so. So yeah, so I thought this was pretty awesome. I think there's like a couple of them already listed, but I think I should be able to get like 40-50 bucks for it. But I think it's really cool. A little Tommy Hilfiger. So that was one cool thing I got. Now, as far as, let's see, where did I get this? This is from Buffalo Exchange. And here's the thing. Buffalo Exchange, we went on Thursday. I talked about this on our sourcing video. I dropped Vikki off at one of the Savers that's nearby, went to Buffalo Exchange. They were closed. I cried in the car for a little while, went back and got Vikki. They were closed for the holidays, so I thought that was cool if they closed and actually let all of their employees like enjoy the day off. But anyway, so I actually went back Friday morning because I had a whole bag of stuff. I had my Rally Roots bag, my awesome Rally Roots bag that they sent to us. I had that filled with t-shirts, and so I took that in. Guys, I got $150 in credit. Now the dogs are barking because Vikki came back. Yeah. Greg, I haven't listed it yet, but yes, I will say hook and loop. I will not say Velcro for my Tommy Hilfiger towel. But anyway, so I got $150 in credit. They took a bunch of my stuff. Vikki was like, man, you should go on Fridays more often. But it was the same people working anyway. And so they just liked a lot of the stuff that I had. So I got $150 in credit. And I actually had, from the stuff I had sent in by mail, I had a gift card for $70. And so I ended up spending like $170. I used my $150 in store credit that I got that day. And then I actually just paid cash for the rest because it was like taxes and stuff. So I still have a $70 gift card to spend at the old Buffalo Exchange. Why don't you go ahead and open that? Well, why don't you go ahead and reveal what's in that?
I'm opening it now.
Yeah, because otherwise people are just going to be wanting to know. So this is from Katy.
Oh, I had kind of guessed because I could tell by the way it felt.
Holy cannoli! Yeah, we're not handing these out to any kids. These are all ours. These are kind of warm. Wow, that is awesome. Thank you so much. And we were totally out of these. We're totally out of them. 4? What? Okay, so 3 are mine, and you can have 1. Actually,
how she is?
Actually, the reality of it is I'll let her take 1, and then I will hide the rest because I could eat ice cream all day long. You could give me like a 2-gallon bucket of a good ice cream that I like, and I can just sit there and eat it and eat it and eat it. But when it comes to just like straight up like sugar, I can only eat like a little bit at a time. She can like eat it all day long. Like I don't even know. So
that's why I'm a fat kid.
So if I'm not paying attention, it'll be gone in like 2 seconds. So
I know that was some good priority flat rate envelope usage there.
Yay!
6 months supply, my ass. That's like a 6-week supply.
Well, yeah.
And thank you. That was very sweet.
I'll make it last. Thank you so much.
So yeah, our mailbox we have one for like the whole street. So it's actually downstairs. It's outside. It's across the street and about 7 doors down. So I'm a little out of breath. And then of course my neighbor's outside and wants to have a full-on conversation. I'm like, Bill, I got to get inside. I'm doing a live TV show, a live YouTube show. I got a whole 10 people watching. No, I'm just kidding.
Whatever. There's like 175 people here right now. Anyway, so went to Buffalo Exchange, got $150 in credit. They actually didn't have a crazy huge amount of stuff, so I get to save my $70 gift card for later. But one of the things I got is this really cool. This is Descent is the brand, and I've talked about this before. So this one's awesome. This one says Descent, and then it says on the other side Racing Team. Now, the Descent brand was very popular. It was used a lot like in the 80s for a lot of like Olympic stuff and a lot of like sports teams, a lot of skiing stuff. And so it was really popular then. I think this stuff's really super cool. It's made in Japan. I think this one is from the 80s. I'm not entirely sure. I'll have to like do some research.
Pretty cool.
But it's just a really cool jacket.
Show the arm?
Yeah, I showed the arm. So it's got the spell out here. So it says, Descent Racing Team. So I think it's fantastic. And it does not have the hood. It had like a zip-on hood. But whatever.
I don't think that devalues it though. I really don't. How many people actually wear hoods as adults?
Yeah, I don't think so. So, you know, I'm gonna look around a little bit for this, but it might be from something specific. I'm not entirely sure. But I'll still list it pretty high. I'll probably go at least like 150. But I'm not really sure. So, I paid it was only like $18. They had it priced pretty low.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And maybe because it doesn't have the hood. I don't know, but whatever. Anyway, so when we were in San Francisco, we were in the Berkeley area, which is on the other side. It's over the over the water, over the bridge, not in San Francisco.
Got a fuzzy on your face though. Okay.
Anyway, we were in Berkeley, and Alexis was super awesome, and she had it all worked out where she would drop me off at places that they didn't want to look at, and they'd go look at other stuff. So she dropped me off at the Buffalo Exchange there. I went in, and it was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. They didn't have any vintage t-shirts. I felt like I was so excited when I walked in because it was like twice the size of the one here in Vegas. But they had like no vintage t-shirts. The men's stuff was just not good. I had left with nothing there. I felt like I had wandered into a Plato's closet. It was awful. And I was like, what is going on? And so I didn't get anything there. But luckily, later on, we went to one in San Francisco, and it was awesome. And I got all kinds of great stuff. So this is from one of the San Francisco Buffalo Exchanges. Talked about this before. Cliff Angle, guys. Cliff Angle sweaters. And this is another one of those things that very often gets underpriced. People undersell these. But I always sell them for well over $100. This is a 49ers, of course, 80s Cliff Angle sweater.
It's in great shape too.
Yeah, it's in really nice condition.
No pilling, no fading, no. It's not stretched.
It's really, really nice. It's a medium, so it's not real big. But
what it actually is though, because here's the thing, mediums in the 80s and 90s were actually made oversized. People wore things more oversized, but it's actually not real small.
No, it's not real big. But anyway, it's a fantastic sweater. So I should be able to sell that for well over $100. I don't know exactly what I'm going to price it at yet. But I was super excited. Check this out, guys. This is also Cliff Angle, but this is a sweatshirt. I know that they did sweatshirts, but I have not ever found one myself. I always just find the sweaters. And again, talking about that print going off onto the sleeve like
the big spell out across the shoulders.
This one is fantastic. I love the way it looks. It's in great condition. It's just a really cool sweatshirt. And again, this is Cliff Angle. So I saw this and I was like, hot diggity dog. I was like, good golly, I can't believe
the lot. Say, you make fun of my good golly and then you pull out a hot diggity dog.
Good golly, hot diggity dog. I'm getting to hear a Cliff Angle sweatshirt, everybody. What is happening?
I don't even know what is happening with that strange affectation on your voice.
I have no idea about pricing on this. I'll probably do at least 100 on this as well. Fantastic sweatshirt.
What'd you pay for these things?
So none of these were over $20. I think they were like $15 to $18.
Okay.
For those. And then this is another. Again, you're going to find a ton of 49er stuff because I was in San Francisco. I already find a lot of it here. And so then just another sweatshirt. This one's a jerseys one, so it's a 90s San Francisco 49ers sweatshirt. So this one I probably paid like about $15 for.
And that'll sell for like 50.
This one
40, 50.
It'll sell for like $60. It's a cool championship one. Anyway, next, on to you.
All right, so I actually only bought shoes when I was in California last week, and I actually even found a ton of shoes this week. So I'm just going to show you some of the highlights of the shoes that I bought. But a lot of what I bought, because everything was 50% off, was like comfort wear, sandals, like Joseph Siebel type of shoes, that type of thing. I'm not going to go over those because those are just your basic bread and butter, $30, $40 a pair. And I paid anywhere from $3 to $5 a pair. Because of the 50% off sale, I kind of stocked up on shoes because I don't like to sell those if I'm paying $8 to $10 each. That's not worth it for me. But $3 and $4 each, they're definitely padding my store. So a couple of things that I picked up, I think all of these except one pair are shoes that I picked up in San Francisco or Berkeley. So
that was Goodwill.
This was Goodwill. I paid everything there was $9.99 for men's shoes and $8.99 for women's shoes. So under $10 for every one. I actually like their pricing method because they price things specifically. So these are Adidas Originals and their Porsche design.
Very cool.
So these are from 2007 because again, you get the date and you have the art number on the inside, so you can always look it up. You can look up your color and the style and what it was called. So some people have these priced like stupid high, but they're not selling as high as they have them priced. I did price mine at around 150. I think I'll probably get at least 100 for them. And they're pretty cool because there's only like one other pair that has the red and the black like this. So they're pretty cool. They're like driving sneakers. See how it's got the rubber that goes up the back? That's to protect your heel from when your foot is on, you know, on your pedals when you're driving. So those are pretty cool. So I think $10 for those was really good. Another pair that I picked up, I actually picked these up this week. So actually 3 of the 5 were from California. These are Fred Perry. These are used, but they're in like, except for that grunge on the bottom right there that I haven't cleaned out. These are in like pristine white condition. So these I paid $7 for, I believe. They were priced at $15. And I'm going to sell these for about $70, $75.
Nice. Mother deals as far as credit at Buffalo. Yeah. So when you go in, when you trade stuff in, if you opt for credit over cash, if you don't use that credit while you're there, they issue it on a card, and that card can be used at any of their locations. So you absolutely can.
Let's see. Okay, so the other thing that I picked these up for $8.99. These were in Berkeley. These are from a Goodwill as well. These are Prada.
Ooh.
So
fancy.
these are blue suede ankle boots. They're women's. They are Prada. They're in great shape. There's nothing wrong with them. You know, even the suede is not, you know, not like dirty, not worn or anything like that. I think it's got like one little spot there I'm going to brush off. So $8.99. Again, it's Prada, but it's not super high-end Prada, and Prada is not quite the resale that it used to be. Even though it's not junk, you definitely want to pick it up if it's not something nice. But I'll probably only get about 75 for these. So I think they're pretty cool. They're women's.
Yeah, Johnny, they are fancy.
But they have like a square toe, which is a little dated. The square toe is not quite in right now, and they're blue suede. So I mean, how many people look at blue suede shoes?
I heard the square toe might be coming back a little bit.
Oh, you heard that, huh?
I did hear that.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's see. So this pair I did pick up.
Dupage Picaire says those are fancier than my pronunciation of his name.
These were only $5. So I already picked these up on Thursday. These again are in really nice shape. These are Stuart Weitzman, which again is a high-end women's and men's shoe line and purses and things like that. Again, they don't have quite the resale value that most do, but these particular ones will sell for about $100. I paid $5. Crazy. So the women's high heels don't sell quite as much as they used to. They used to be a very well-made shoe, but they don't quite sell as high-end as they used to. Like, I don't always pick up Stuart Weitzman when I find them. It depends on the style for sure. These for $5, I couldn't resist, and it's also this slip-on sneaker loafer type of thing is super fashionable right now, and it's very popular. So I knew that these would sell.
So Marrakesh 7 wants to know if they're a real product. So absolutely
yes, they are real. You don't ever attempt to sell anything that is counterfeit. Don't ever attempt to sell anything, even if you say that it's not real or it's inspired by or in the style of. You cannot do that. Anything that says Prada or Louis Vuitton or any of those brands, it has to be the actual brand and it has to be authentic. Yeah. If you're selling anything that is even an imitation and you even say that it's an imitation, it's completely illegal to sell.
Yes.
It's illegal to sell replicas. It's illegal to sell in the style of bootleg, anyone that created that item. You may not have the intent to deceive anyone. You may be saying that it's fake, it's in the style of or whatever. You're not necessarily having the intent to deceive anyone and make them think it's real, and I understand that. But the person that created the item, their intent was absolutely to create something counterfeit. And because of that, and because brands need to protect themselves, and a host of other reasons, as far as sweatshops and illegal activity and the type of counterfeit funding goes into, counterfeit funding goes into, you absolutely cannot sell something that is not authentic.
So Karen wants to know what size are those real Prada shoes?
They're kind of big for a woman's size. So what is this? Let me see. Or they're not as big as I thought. Let me see. What is it? A 30? It's
Wow.
European sizing. Sorry, I can't see the number. I'm old.
Yeah. Yeah, Thrifting Nomads, Slobby Robbie's been promoting bootleg like crazy. The thing about bootlegs is there definitely is a culture around it and a history around bootlegging stuff. But bottom line, it doesn't change the fact that it's not legal. And at any time, if he does most of the Gucci stuff, if at any time Gucci decided like, hey, we want to go after somebody that's doing this, they totally could. So it does open you up for potential harm. Now, Gucci very well might be okay with their stuff being bootlegged because it keeps their brand relevant. And the bootlegs are not any design that Gucci, the company themselves, actually created. There were those T-shirts with the huge Gucci thing on the front of it that all those bootlegs are. There was never, it's not a replica. It was never faked. There was never an original Gucci T-shirt that looked like that, but it's still using their brand and their name. And so technically it's illegal. Whether or not Gucci is going to try to do anything about it, couldn't tell you, but bottom line, it's still not legal.
And these are, to answer your question, these are a size 38 European, which is like a size 8 women's. They're not as big as I thought. I think it's just because of the toe makes them look longer.
Mm-hmm.
And one more pair of shoes that I'll go over. I paid $3.25 for these. These are a really cool pair of Vans. So these are a collaboration of Vans. They do have some wear. You can see that they have some wear. They're suede. They're black suede. Their collaboration with Vans that it's called the Mountain Collection. Is that what it's called?
Well, that's the style of the shoe.
Mountain Edition, sorry. It's the style of the shoe, but there's a collaboration inside, and it says, who it is and stuff like that.
The brand is actually primitive.
They did not have laces, so I did order some replacement laces, and for $4 online, and then I'll list these once I find the laces. But these could actually sell for about $150, maybe more. I'm probably going to do a little bit of nap cleaning of the suede here because it's not faded. It's more like got a little bit of grunge. So I will clean these, and I don't sell everything. I don't clean everything. I've said this before. I don't clean everything, but I'll clean a $150 pair of shoes. I'm just not going to clean a $40 pair of shoes.
Yeah, for sure.
So I paid $3.50.
Crazy.
And your turn.
Alexis, you didn't miss the haul because we are taking our sweet ass time today, apparently. All right, so going into t-shirts now. I got some cool stuff from my guy. Some cool t-shirts. I'm pretty excited about this one right here. This is one of my favorite ones that I got this last week. This is a Beastie Boys Mikes of Fury t-shirt, single stitch. I believe the date on it is, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's really light, but I believe the date on it is, I think it says 1995. But this is a single stitch Beastie Boys t-shirt, and I need to research it a little bit more, but I think I should be able to sell this for over $100, maybe $150. It's in really nice condition. The artworks on it is really nice, but yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's like in the style of Andy Warhol.
Yeah. Alexis says, sweet 3-hour haul. Sunny wants to know if we can sing a Beastie Boys song. You do it karaoke. Come on, bust it out. Let's hear it. Come on. Where's your Paul Revere? Let's do it.
Here's a little story I like to tell about 3 bad brothers you know so well. Started way back in history with that Rob, MCA, and me, Mike D.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Again, you need to own it a little bit more. You're holding back a little bit. Just saying. Anyway, all right. So I love that t-shirt. That's probably one of the higher valued things that I have here. This is a t-shirt I found at the San Francisco Buffalo, and this was actually in the women's section. A lot of times at Buffalo Exchange, what they'll do is when it's a smaller size, a much smaller size, they just go ahead and put it in the women's section. So again, if you are ever looking and you're specifically trying to find cool vintage t-shirts, don't forget about the women's section because this is really cool. This is it pronounced Gretsch? Yeah. Drum makers since 1883, but this is a really cool 80s t-shirt, pretty tiny. There's no tag in it. It got torn out, but you can tell by the construction of it and single stitch and stuff like that. This is definitely like an 80s t-shirt. I think it's really cool. And then This is another one I also got from that same Buffalo. This is a really cool. Now it's got this crazy fading. It's got like, it was probably like left out in the sun or something like that, like folded up or something. Because it's got like this crazy kind of faded pattern.
See, Greg says price that Gretsch one high. I agree. I think musicians are gonna freaking love that one.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, I grabbed it. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. But anyway, so this has this crazy weird fade pattern on it, but this is like a super thin. You can't. Well, yeah, you can see. Look at how thin that is. Like the material. Like this is super thin, super soft. It's a Hanes, probably 80s t-shirt right here. I haven't looked this up at all. This is Tony the Tiger. Was it Tony the Tiger Lopez, IBF Junior Lightweight champion. IBF, isn't that like that bowel disorder?
Probably.
Just kidding, guys. Anyway, but these boxing t-shirts do so well, and even though it's got that crazy fade on it, I'm hoping that I can sell this one for quite a bit. I'm hoping I can get like at least $100 for it. And the other thing that's really cool about this is it's a really big size. It's an extra large, but instead of being like one of those vintage extra larges where they're like super tiny and you're like, what? This is huge.
Hair, look, it's weird. Like, so it's got like the hair is like in the middle of the design.
Well, the hair is just the t-shirt.
So it looked like almost like it was like supposed to be fuzzy.
Yeah. It's IBS. Not IBF. Anyway, I think this is a really cool t-shirt. I love these boxing t-shirts.
Susan said, I'd play Ludwig or I'd be snatching that Gretsch drum stuff. I agree. I think the Gretsch drums are kind of it's a niche because a lot more people are doing, you know, Pearl or Ludwig.
Yeah. So. Well, you know, and she's a rock drummer.
I did know that.
Well, maybe the rest of the people didn't know. She's a cool cat, guys. She's a good golly. She's a good drummer. All right, I'm gonna show one more before I turn it back over to you. So, guys, I went to the first Buffalo Exchange, and I was so sad because I was so excited that I was getting to go to a Buffalo Exchange in another city, and I left there, and I was so disappointed. And they were still, yeah, they left me there because they were thinking I was going to be there for a while.
We went to an estate sale.
I know, and so no, I'm not saying it like I was
all up in the hills.
But I was so sad, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna walk. I think they sent me a message that said go to Amoeba Records. So I started walking towards Amoeba Records, and I passed this little thrift store, and it was like a streetwear, like the type of stuff I like to sell. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go and check this place out, and it was super cool. Everything in it was awesome, but it was all priced appropriately, but definitely not leaving any room for me to make any money for the most part. But I decided, I don't know if I was just like so sad about Buffalo that I was like.
You decided to pay the heck up for something.
I paid way up. Now listen, maybe I'm going to regret this. I paid $50 for a t-shirt, you guys. I paid $50 for one t-shirt.
And yes, we're still on, Gene.
We're still on. I paid $50 for a t-shirt.
We'll get another 10 minutes or so. So don't give up on us yet, guys.
You ready to see this $50 t-shirt I bought, you guys? Here we go. Here we go. This is an Atari t-shirt for the game Berserk, and it's in really nice condition. You know, it's definitely been worn and washed, but it's in good condition. No stains, no holes, nothing like that. But what's really cool about this particular one is this is a promo shirt. So this is not for resale. And the date on it, if you look right here, is I think it says 82. I'm trying to get it to focus. There we go. 1982 Atari promo t-shirt. And I've found like a couple of comps, but I think they were being undersold. I did see one that sold like a while back for over $150. So I paid $50 for this. It might take me a little while. It might not sell till fourth quarter, but my goal is to get at least $150 for this t-shirt.
I think you could.
I think I can do it. It is a smaller t-shirt, so it might take a little bit longer. But you know what? I was just, like I said, I was feeling a little sad. I wanted to cheer myself up. And I really wanted to buy one thing in that store, and I decided this was it. So $50, gonna turn this into $150. We'll see. Sandra just said 1982. That's older than my wife.
Cougar. Sandra is a cougar.
She is. She is. Karen says $200. We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. All right, so two little things. So Greg had asked about the shoes that Katie found for me. So I paid $12.50 for these plus tax here because they do tax clothing and shoes. But they're new, and these I kept for me. These are my size. These are Vans. I love Vans. I love Converse and I love Vans, but I like the low tops personally. I wear them all the time. I can't do high tops. They feel weird on my ankles. I'm not a fan. But they have pink flamingos and bicycles on them. How freaking cute are these?
Adorable.
They were $12.50. So Katie was either going to buy them to sell herself, or the option was if I didn't want them, she'd buy them to sell herself, or I could buy them and to keep. So I bought them to keep because I think they're cute.
They were like what, $12.50?
Yeah, that's what I said, $12.50.
So,
and the other thing is that Gabby wanted us to mention what our package said, and the package said camping trips rock with this stuff. So
very cool.
Okay, so I'm gonna just show. I only have a couple more things, so I'm gonna kind of wrap this up with this will be my last.
I have a couple more t-shirts.
I know. This will be my last.
Okay, but you're saying you're gonna wrap this up, and I'm like,
I'm gonna wrap up my stuff.
And I was just like, good golly, you're not wrapping this shit up.
I'm a puncher.
Go ahead.
Right in the pie hole. So I found one of my personal holy grails that I have not found yet. I was super excited, and I paid $1.75, a whole $1.75.
Outrageous!
A whole $1.75.
Hey, there's Corey in the chat. Sorry,
Corey's been there for a while. Champion reverse weave.
She's pretty excited about that.
Made in the USA. I never find them. She always finds them. Champion reverse weave, made in the USA. Okay, so it's the Boulder City Fire Department, which is part of Nevada, which is where the Hoover Dam is, not too far from us. But it's not faded, it's not dirty, it's not stained. It's nice. Actually in impeccable condition, and it's red and it's a good size. So
great color.
$1.75. I'm super excited, and fire department stuff is hot. Lots of people collect fire department stuff from all over the place.
Fire department stuff's hot, guys. Hey.
Anyway, $1.75. I'm super excited. I'm gonna price it probably like $60, $75.
Cheryl just said hot.
Yep. I got it. So talking about ski jackets earlier, this one is by a brand called Head, which is one of those ski brands. It's been around for a while, but this one's from the 90s. So really cool color blocking on this one. I paid, I think, like $5 to $7 for this, and I'll definitely price this up for about $75. It is a women's, so it's got that little elastic waist, and it has the logo on the side, but it's got some cool colors, I think.
It's really cool. It's very, very cool. Janine Nelson said it's her first visit, and she learned a lot already.
Woohoo! Good to know.
Thrifting Nomads apparently needed the show today. Thrifting Nomads is that Will or Jenny? Who's talking? Who needed us? We're here for both of you guys, so it's all good.
Question on the reverse weave. Reverse weave is a type of Champion sweatshirt. Sorry, I didn't really get into that much. So it'll say right on the label that it's reverse weave. And basically, it's one of the more collectible Champions. First of all, made in the USA Champion means it's vintage. But what it means is that down the side panels, it's hard to show on here, but the side panels run in a different, the fabric runs in a different direction. Yeah. It's kind of ribbed. Vertical. It's ribbed and it runs in a different direction.
Horizontal, vertical. So it's like a reverse weave, which technically, reverse weave would be the other way, but whatever.
Yeah. So that's what it means. I don't know exactly why it's as collectible as it is. Half the time, I don't know why Kreps is collectible, but
they should call it perpendicular weave.
But it is.
Well, reverse weave's been around for a really, really super long time. It's just like a really high quality sweatshirt, and it because of the way it is, it somehow helps with like shrinkage and stuff like that. So they're just really nice sweatshirts.
Yeah, it's just really, really well made. Like Champion cheaped out when it sold out from the USA, but in general, Champion used to be very well made stuff. Okay, so one more thing. I was talking about hot rollers and stuff like that. I did pay up a little bit for these. I paid $7.50. But this is another brand that you always want to look for. They're more popular for their flat irons. So Chi, it's a higher end brand. Their flat irons used to sell for upwards of $100. I think they still do new. So they do have some good resale value, but not as high as they used to be. But this is Chi Smart. So basically what this is, these are electric hot rollers, ceramic. They do work. They do not have the pins, which is not a huge deal because those are something you can pick up real cheaply online if you want to try to complete it, or you can sell it as is. I'm just going to sell it as is. As is, this should still sell for like 65, maybe
nice.
75 bucks.
Very cool. Looks like Thrifting Nomads. It's Jenny on the keyboard.
It is Jenny.
See, I would have guessed Will, but it's Jenny. Will is behind her, but Jenny is the one chatting with us. What's up, guys? You guys should totally be following Thrifting Nomads on YouTube and on Instagram. There was a really cute picture of Will being buried alive by Hawaiian shirts today. But they always have good content on there.
So Amanda says she usually eats during the Sunday live haul show when I get to watch it. So far, she's had half a bag of Moose Munch, a handful of chips, and a medium-sized piece of lasagna. So, yeah, I'm going to do, I've got my last 3 things, and then I'm done for the day. Again, always talking about linens, always talking about picking up blankets. I'm trying to go fast. I know we've been going for a real long show this time. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we're still here with you. Apologize.
So I always pick up blankets and things like that. This was $6.99 and again 50% off. So this is a really nice wool plaid blanket. It's a tweed blanket. It's called Highland Tweed, made in the UK, all wool. It's a nice plaid. This one should sell for about 65 or 75 bucks. It's small, but it's not super heavy, so I'll be able to put that in like a cubic mailer, poly mailer.
Nice.
All right, so
I like this blanket.
This blanket I thought was super cool. I paid $4 for this one. There are a few others. Let me see if I can hold it up so you can actually see what's on this darn thing.
Thanks, right up.
Way. So this one is a reversible blanket. It's alpaca. So it's wool, it's alpaca wool, and it's got this great kind of graphic on it with like this Inca design.
Well, it's here. You can see it's got the pyramid thing or whatever they call that.
Yeah, it's like the Inca pyramids, not quite pyramids, but yeah. So not Egyptian.
No.
So
but yes.
Anyway, I paid $4 for this. There are a few that have been listed for around 75 and sold for around 75. I think they're underpricing them and underdescribing them. I think I'm going to try to get closer to 100 for it. It's in
I'd say
fantastic shape.
150.
And then one more. You can help me hold this one too. Cheryl, I got one more. This one is a San Marcos. I've talked about San Marcos a bunch. I always talk about Biederlack and San Marcos. It goes the other direction. This is one of the bigger ones. If you can find them that are king size, and this is a king size, not a queen or a full size, this is a big size. And if you can find them with color, they sell well.
This blue is really cool.
So the blue is pretty cool. This is a really big king size one, and it's a lion. It does have some wear spots on it, so it's not perfect. It's clean. I've already washed it, actually. But it has a couple of wear spots that I will note in the description. But I still think I can get $100 for it, and I paid $5 or $6.
Very nice. Whoa, getting crazy.
And that's my crap for the week.
All right, guys. I just have a few more T-shirts, so I will go through these pretty quickly. This one, I don't know. I think I got this. I think I actually got this in San Francisco. This one's cool. It says KNBC Peacock 1983. I love these race T-shirts, or stuff that are there for like specific events. I think they're great. This is Screen Stars tag. I just think they're really fun. And this is when it's vintage, I like it when it's dated. Oh, and I was just looking at this. I wanted to see. So these Screen Star tags, if you look closely at this one, there's a couple of them from the 80s. This particular one, come on, focus. This particular one, the A, if you look at this, the A on it has like this little, it does a little whoop right here on this side right here. That means it's from the early 80s. It was a very short-lived, it was specifically from the early 80s. Sorry, it's not focusing very well. And then that A like straightened out instead of having like a little whoop. It straightened out for the rest of the 80s, but it's just kind of clarifies it as far as like time period, but it already has the date on it, so it's 83. But if you ever get a T-shirt, Screen Stars T-shirt that has that little swoop on the A, and it doesn't have a date on it because it's not an event t-shirt, you know it's early 80s, not just 80s. So it's kind of cool. All right, this is from Buffalo Exchange this Friday. And this is
before you get into that, can I just answer a quick question there? So Jenny, Thrifting Nomads, asked, she has struggles with taking photos of blankets. Honestly, what I do is I have a big space in our formal living room, dining room area where we have the hardwood floors. I will lay it flat on the hardwood floors and stand on a chair and take a photo of it above. And then I just crop out the floor around it. Sometimes you see a little bit of the floor, sometimes you don't. I don't normally say take photos of things on the floor, but that's the best way for me. If you have 2 stories and you may happen to have like a railing or an awning on your upstairs, I don't know if you guys live in a house or an apartment or if it's 2 stories or not. If you've got a railing, one good thing too is to like hang it on the outside over a railing, and you can take a picture from underneath. That's another option. So
Rags, Sandy, apparently her husband smoked some ribs and they're done, so she's gonna go eat some ribs. I'm jealous. So this I just picked up on Friday at Buffalo Exchange. It's an awesome, you guys know how I feel about skiing. I love the skiing stuff, the surfing, skateboarding, all that kind of stuff. So this is a really cool sunset wipeout tank top. But look at the back, guys. Look how cool this is. I'm loving this. So this is probably like 80s, late 80s, and maybe early 90s. But what a cool tank top. I love it.
Yeah, so Erin says she hangs her blankets on a white fence or the clothesline. Clothesline would be great. We just can't, we can't have them here, HOAs, and B, it would never go into the ground. The grounds are so hard here. Lori said, do you ever think you'd be TV stars? She shows us on her TV on the big screen. I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeMille.
Also from Buffalo this week, another awesome, apparently surfing, it was all about surfing. This is the brand is Pacific Pier. And it's just a really cool single stitch, probably 80s, maybe early 90s, but just a really cool surfing t-shirt. Now this t-shirt, I got this is my favorite thing. The Beastie Boys is probably the highest valued item I got out of the last box for my guy on the East Coast, but this is probably my favorite t-shirt that came out of there, because I'm a little dirty. But look at this. It says, I've had the crabs. And then you look at the back, and it's from the Crab Shack.
That's funny.
In Orlando, Florida. And this is really cool. If you look at this right here, it says 1981. It was 81 or 82. Actually, sorry, 82. It was 1982. This t-shirt, though, is probably, just any time in the 80s. But how ridiculous is this shirt? I think it's perfect. I've had the crabs. Have you had the crabs?
No.
You haven't had the crabs?
No.
Have you had the crabs?
The crabs?
The crabs.
I have not had the crabs.
You haven't had the crabs?
Weirdo. I'm a Gemini, Jenny, and I am all Gemini. Totally. You don't know if you're going to get nice Vikki or mean Vikki.
Yeah.
I definitely have a.
I'm the last day of Aries, so I'm on the cusp.
Aries and Scorpio, is it? What are you the cusp of what? Aries.
I don't know what.
Aries. Oh, Aries and Taurus. I'm sorry. She's the cusp of Aries and Taurus. And if you happen to know Taurus characteristics, she is so Taurus, stubborn like a bull.
So rude. So rude. Du Page Picker. What do I price on that? Honestly, I don't know, because it's such a cool one. It's got that kind of kitschy,
50,
silly thing. But that one, I probably will price it up. I might price it at $70 and see what happens. Because that's kind of one of those ones that just might go for quite a bit more. Now this shirt is super awesome. Super awesome. You ready for this?
Are you ready for it?
Are you ready for it? Twin Peaks. Now this is not from the television show itself, so this is going to be a little bit questionable. Like, I don't know. So this is from Snoqualmie Valley, and it says the real Twin Peaks. Now, Snoqualmie Valley is where a lot of the television show was actually filmed. Okay.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, so that's why it says the real Twin Peaks. Now this t-shirt, if you're looking at just the tag, now this tag is very often an 80s tag, but it's also, you'll see it in like the early 90s. And of course, Twin Peaks, the show was on like what, 1990, 91. So it's definitely not an 80s t-shirt. So this is an early 90s t-shirt, and they probably jumped right on board with that. And
Sunny, that one's a good size. That one's a 2XL made in the USA. It's hard to find bigger sizes in vintage. So that's a 2XL.
But this, so you know what? I'm not really sure. Like, I'm probably gonna price this stupid high. I don't really know. It's such a cool T-shirt for a Twin Peaks fan. Again, it's not from like it wasn't made from the TV show, so that makes it a little bit questionable. I don't know.
We're gonna be actually we are gonna be right near that when we're in North Bend. I do know that. We're gonna be in North Bend, and you know, right at the bottom of the Cascade Mountains. We're actually gonna be right near Snoqualmie Valley.
Yeah.
Snoqualmie. I can't even pronounce it.
No, I hit Snoqualmie. Snoqualmie. But anyway, this is such a great T-shirt, and yeah, and it had some spotting on it. I soaked it. I don't think any of it's left.
No, I think the spots are gone.
I got all the stains out. But that's just an awesome T-shirt. This is from the San Francisco Buffalo, and I think this is a super cool, like probably 80s. No. Early 90s. This is 91. So the same thing I was saying about this tag. This tag you'll see a lot in the 80s.
Oh, the 80s. Okay. I thought you were going to say it's got the little swoopy thing.
No, it doesn't. It's the Hanes. Gotcha. That Hanes tag you'll see a lot in the 80s, but then you'll also see it in the early 90s. And this one actually does say 1991. And so this is a swimming T-shirt, and then on the back it talks about the butterfly. So it's just like a really cool kind of specific sports cool T-shirt.
So the soak that Katy uses is that LA's Awesome stuff, and then she gets you usually treat the spots first, and then you get the. Well,
when I soak it, what I do is I take super hot water, and I dump way more than
the other stuff.
Couple of scoops.
While you're talking.
I only have one more. I dump way more than the couple of scoops. I put in like half of one of those things in there.
And then she puts it in a big plastic tub on one side of our sink with hot water and like soaks it overnight. I always call it her like soup, like gross T-shirt soup.
I soak at least 24 hours, but I found with stuff, if it really has a lot of stains on it, I'll do 36 hours, and it's crazy what it'll come out looking like.
Kara's Mike wants to know, what are you going to price the Twin Peaks shirt at?
I don't know, but I'm going to price it super high because it's such a cult. It's such a cult show, and something like that could go for a couple $100. I don't really know exactly. Okay, very last thing. This was also in the last box I got from my guy, and I think this is super cool. I don't really know what I'm going to price this at, but check it out. It's a probably, you know, obviously 90s because of the style, because it's like, look, check it out. It's grunge. It's Peanuts grunge. They have their little plaid shirts on, and he's got his little beanie hat, and then on the back it's got Snoopy, and he's got his little plaid vest on.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's super cute. So grunge, you know, that whole style is back right now, and the Peanuts is really cool. But I just think this is an awesome sweatshirt. And so, all right, and this will be. I mean, I guess anything that I get from him, it's probably like basically it averages out to about $10 an item. So that's everything. That's it.
Only 2 hours, guys.
Only 2 hours.
This is one of the longer ones.
Yeah. 2 hours. We had so many sales that we were sharing and stuff like that. So.
And you missed us last week, so you know we had to inundate you this week for sure.
Pretty much. Anyway, Karen says I have a 1978 Brazil Adidas jacket that has some grease spots. You know what I've found it really helps, and we need to do our little video of our cleaning supplies. We just haven't had a chance yet. But what I do, and I'm going to show this in a video, I take that LA's Awesome. It's like called baseboard. It's like it's what does it say? It's because you're supposed to be able to use it like on the baseboard to like basically whiten stuff up. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I take that powder and I pour some of that into another container, and then I put Dawn dish soap in there too, and then I put a little bit of water in it and I mix it up so it's kind of like this goopy, pasty kind of substance. But that Dawn dish soap, I think, helps a lot with the grease part of it. And I take a toothbrush and I scrub that into the grease spot, and I let it sit on there for a while. I scrub it in really good to try to get it down into the fabric. And then I will run it through the wash. And I find that for grease spots, that does a lot. Like it can completely eliminate them. Not every single time, but it does a pretty good job, because you got to think of that Dawn stuff. It's got like the degreaser in it. So I think it really does help. Anyway, guys, yeah. Clark was straight. Amanda says there's a vintage I Killed Laura Palmer shirt listed for $1,100. It's got, yeah.
God.
It's, I mean, that show's got such a cult following.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen Twin Peaks?
Mm-mm.
We should watch it. I think you would enjoy it. You might like it.
I might.
Maybe not. It's a little weird.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll see.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us for a whole 2 hours. If you didn't give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down, you may go ahead and do so now. And please, please, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. If you are not already subscribed to us, we would really appreciate if you did that. Hit the subscribe. Make sure that you hit the little notification bell, and sometimes I think you have to hit it a couple times to make sure it has to have the little lines on the outside of it to make sure that you're actually getting notifications, because some of you guys are saying that you haven't gotten them, and I actually scheduled the show yesterday, so it should be telling you when the show goes on. You should get a notification if you have that little bell highlighted or whatever.
There's another question. A lot of people said that they have never seen the show as well. Jenny, you don't surprise me that you've never seen the show because you were just a puppy. And the show was on in the 90s. I don't even know if you were born.
There's this thing called DVDs and Blu-rays and VHS cassette tapes. People are capable of watching things that were created before they were born or when they were small.
I don't know.
babies.
I think she's closer to my daughter's age than my age.
Anyway, it's possible. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you. We will see you on Wednesday. Remember, Wednesday's going to be our last show before we are gone for like 10 days. So if you want to come hang out with us on Wednesday, it's going to be a super casual. I don't think we're going to have a topic. It's just going to be a Q&A, whatever. So come and hang out with us on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific time.
And we will be posting a video about how to find Uber and Lyft from the Las Vegas airport, as well as doing a quick run through Mandalay Bay, so you know where to go for Mandalay Bay as well. We'll be posting that, probably scheduling it and posting it to go up while we're gone. But we did already do that. So
yeah. All right, guys.
That's it. We're done.
Talk to you later.
Finally.
I'm going to go eat a little snack. I'm hungry. Bye.
Bye, guys.